Would you recognize a fortune if it was hiding in plain sight, right inside your old change jar? Somewhere across America, someone is holding a single penny worth over $700,000. Not in a bank vault, not in a museum, but in an attic box, a forgotten drawer, maybe even inside your kitchen counter. It's the 1941 Lincoln no-mint mark penny, and today it's making headlines for turning ordinary people into millionaires. Could you be sitting on a penny worth more than your car, your house, or even your retirement fund? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn why the simple 1-cent coin from 1941 has become one of the most hunted treasures in U.S. coin history, and how you can cash in before the market spikes again. But beware, you may only have a small window before collectors sweep them up. The story behind the coin: the year was 1941. America was on the brink of entering World War II. Gas was 12 cents a gallon, bread, 8 cents, and a penny, well, it was still just a penny. But that same year, the U.S. Mint struck over 800 million Lincoln pennies, and most were forgotten as quickly as they were spent. However, a rare number of those coins, minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, were struck with flaws so subtle most people never noticed: double dies, off-center prints, misaligned letters, and the biggest jackpot? A sharply detailed, preserved copper-red tone that collectors pay thousands just to see. Now here's the twist. Most of those flawed 1941 pennies were melted down during wartime metal recycling drives, meaning only a tiny fraction survived, and those that did, they're now showing up at auctions with eye-watering price tags. One recently sold for a staggering $741,000. Yes. A penny. Imagine explaining that to your accountant. What you need to look for and why it's urgent. So how do you know if your 1941 penny is the golden ticket? Here's what to look for. First, no mint mark beneath the date. That tells you it came from the Philadelphia Mint. Second, check for sharp, raised details in Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks on the reverse side. Blurred or double image letters. Even better. Third, and this is where value skyrockets, original copper color with minimal wear. These are known as red gems, and collectors go wild for them. Still with me? Good, because here's the urgency. With coin values exploding, collectors are racing to grab these 1941 specimens before the next big auction. And once they're gone from circulation, they may never return to the public market. And don't assume your coin is worthless just because it's worn. Even moderately circulated versions have sold for thousands. But let me leave you with a cliffhanger. There's one version of this penny with a rare double die obverse. Fewer than 10 are known to exist. If you happen to find one in your home, experts estimate it could be worth over $2 million. And guess what? That version looks almost identical to the ordinary 1941 penny. Yes, you could be holding a literal piece of history without even knowing it. This isn't just about pennies, it's about waking up to the hidden wealth around you. It's about turning your knowledge into power and your forgotten coins into legacy. If you've ever dreamed of a better lifestyle, of financial freedom, of finally taking that leap, this might be your moment. Go check your coin jars, your old wallets, that dusty coffee tin on the shelf. And if you find a 1941 Lincoln no mint mark penny, don't rush to spend it. Get it appraised. Talk to a trusted coin expert. Your once forgotten cent could be the spark that transforms your future. Before you go, subscribe to this channel. We're uncovering more rare coins every week. Ones worth tens of thousands, even millions. Don't miss the next opportunity to turn your pocket change into life-changing wealth. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, fingers brushing dust off forgotten trinkets. And there it is, a tiny copper penny from 1945. No mint mark. You think nothing of it. Toss it back. But what if that tiny coin could actually be worth $745,000? Yes, a single 1945 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has fetched nearly $750,000 in today's market. And the craziest part? Thousands of these coins are hiding in plain sight across America. This isn't just about coins. It's about unlocking a fortune that could change your life. A retirement paid in full. A mortgage erased. A future reimagined. But here's the real question. Do you have one of these pennies in your home right now? Stick with me, because in the next few minutes you'll discover how one overlooked penny became a millionaire maker, and how you can find out if you've been sitting on a gold mine your entire life. Let's go back to 1945. World War II had just ended. American factories were shifting from weapons to consumer goods. Copper, once hoarded for bullets and wiring, was now flowing back into civilian use. And among the millions of Lincoln cents minted that year, something quietly historic happened. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins without any mint mark, released a batch of pennies unlike the rest. These were standard in appearance. Abraham Lincoln's proud profile on the obverse, the wheat reverse standing tall with the words 1 cent. But some of these had subtle differences. Differences so rare, so accidental, that collectors today are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to own them. Now you might be asking, wait, why would anyone pay $745,000 for a coin that's literally worth a cent? Great question. Here's the answer. Rarity, condition, and collector demand. You see, among the 1945 no mint mark pennies, a microscopic number were struck using leftover alloy blends from wartime or suffered die errors during production. These accidents, like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusually high copper purity, created coins that were never meant to exist, and collectors, they're obsessed with finding them. Let me hit you with this. A 1945 no-mint mark penny graded in mint state red, untouched, gleaming like the day it was struck, was recently valued at $745,000. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine buying a soda in 1962, getting a penny in change, and that single coin now being worth more than most people's homes. That's the thrill. That's the urgency. And that's why you need to check your stash. But don't just start flipping pennies randomly. There's a strategy, and I'll tell you how to find the signs of a true treasure. By the way, quick question. Have you ever spent hours hunting for your lost car keys, only to find them in your hand? Yeah, that's what it's like for most people with rare coins. They don't even realize they're holding a $700,000 fortune because, well, it's just a penny. Let's change that mindset right now. First, the mint mark, or rather, the lack of it. Flip the coin. If there's no small letter under the year, that's from the Philadelphia Mint. Next, the color. Red pennies, not brown or dull, are the holy grail. These are uncirculated and retain their original mint luster. Those are the ones bringing in jaw-dropping prices at auction, double die obverse, where the date or liberty appears slightly shadowed or doubled, off-center strike. The design is visibly misaligned, clipped planchets. Where part of the coin looks bitten off. If you're unsure, don't guess. These coins are worth getting professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. The right label on that plastic slab can turn your pocket change into a life-changing payday. And here's something most people overlook: provenance. A coin that's been stored properly, in a climate-controlled place, will fetch more than one found rattling in a glove box. Now, let's get into the most exciting part. Let's say you find one. Your heart's racing. You're holding a 1945 Lincoln penny that ticks all the boxes. What do? First, don't clean it. Seriously, even wiping it with a cloth can ruin its surface and tank the value. Second, get it authenticated. Use reputable services. PCGS and NGC are the gold standard. Third, connect with a rare coin broker. You'll want someone who understands the market, the timing, and can negotiate for top dollar. Some coins get sold privately for even higher than auction records. Here's where it gets wild. A collector in Texas turned down a $500,000 offer on a near-perfect 1945 penny. He's holding out for $1 million, and experts believe he just might get it. These aren't fairy tales. These are real, documented sales. And here's the final cliffhanger. As we speak, a new wave of collectors is flooding the market. Demand is skyrocketing. Scarcity is real. And the right coin, sold at the right time, could become your ticket to generational wealth. So here's your moment of truth. You want to keep walking past your fortune every day? Or are you ready to change your story? Dig through those jars, drawers, boxes in the attic. Look for the 1945 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Check for shine, check for errors, and check for potential. Because this isn't just about coins. It's about possibilities. Freedom, a second chance at the life you've dreamed of. And before you go, hit that subscribe button for more insights on rare coins, how to sell them, and how to live the wealthy life you've always wanted. Tomorrow, we reveal the penny even rarer than this one. You won't want to miss it. Your fortune might just be a penny away. Imagine reaching into an old drawer or dusty coin jar and pulling out a single copper penny that could change your life forever. What if I told you that one of the most ordinary-looking coins in America, worth just 1 cent on paper, could now sell for a jaw-dropping $750,000? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. There's a 1950 Lincoln Memorial penny with a small D mint mark, a coin so rare, so unique, that collectors are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars just to own one. And guess what? It might be sitting in your home right now. Today, we're unlocking the hidden secrets behind this coin and how 1 cent could be your golden ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Don't blink, because the smallest detail could be worth a fortune. Let's go back to the year 1950. Harry Truman was president. The Korean War was on the horizon. And in Denver, the U.S. Mint quietly pressed millions of Lincoln pennies, each marked with a small D beneath Lincoln's bust. These coins were supposed to be ordinary, everyday currency, pennies jingling in pockets, tossed into vending machines, forgotten under couch cushions. But as time passed, something changed. Some of these 1950 D pennies began vanishing from circulation. Why? Because a small number of them were struck using an unusual die, with microscopic imperfections that collectors now obsess over. These aren't just coins. They're time capsules, tiny metal keys to untold value. Here's the twist. The rarest of these pennies show perfect copper tones, sharp edges, and in some cases, double die features or striking errors so rare that only a few exist. That's when the price skyrockets. One such penny, flawless, uncirculated, with every detail intact, was recently valued at $750,000. And no, that's not a typo. Still think that jar of pennies in your attic is just junk? Quick question. When's the last time you actually looked at your spare change? Be honest, have you ever squinted at the date on a penny? If your answer is no, well, congratulations. You might have already thrown away a small fortune. But don't panic, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. So what makes the 1950 D Lincoln penny worth more than a luxury car? Let's break it down. First, the mint mark. It must have a crisp, clean D under the date, showing it was minted in Denver. Next, the condition. Top value only comes if the coin is graded MS 65 or higher. That means no wear, no scratches, and full original luster. Third, rare features. Some 1950 D pennies show a double die obverse, where the text like, "In God We Trust," appears slightly duplicated. These errors are like typos from the mint, and collectors go wild for them. Also, check for rich copper red color. Toning can make or break the price. And finally, certification. If you think you have one of these coins, get it certified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That little plastic slab could turn your penny into a six-figure treasure. Now here's where it gets interesting. There are rumors of unlisted 1950 D variations, coins even rarer than the $750,000 one. Coins no one has publicly seen in decades. Still out there, still waiting to be found. Maybe by you. And you're probably wondering, how do I sell one if I have it? Who do I trust? What if I told you people are making one crucial mistake when trying to cash in their rare coins, costing them thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars? Let's get into that next. Having a rare coin is one thing. Knowing how to sell it smartly, that's where the real money is made. Too many people rush to pawn shops or shady buyers, walking away with pennies, literally, for coins worth life-changing sums. Instead, follow this simple three-step strategy. Do your research. Use resources like heritage auctions or PCGS price guides. Know your coin's potential before you negotiate. Get it graded. A coin in a plastic slab from a reputable service holds 10 to 50 times more value than a raw, ungraded one. Work with collectors and auction houses, not middlemen. They pay top dollar because they know exactly what your coin is worth and then some. And here's the mindset shift. You're not selling a coin. You're selling a piece of history. A slice of America. A rare artifact forged in copper during a pivotal time in our nation's story. This isn't pocket change. It's legacy. Now the question is, do you have one of these 1950 D Lincoln pennies hidden somewhere? You won't know until you look. And if you do, your life could change in a heartbeat. So go check. Grab your jar of change, that old coin album, your late granddad's collection. And if you find a 1950 D penny, come back and let us know. Subscribe for more coin secrets that could be hiding in plain sight, and turn your spare change into generational wealth. Imagine this. You're sipping your morning coffee, flipping through some old coins in a dusty jar you've had since the 90s. One penny, just one, catches your eye. It's dark, worn, maybe even a little scratched. You flip it over, and there it is, 1953. Ode mint mark. You shrug. After all, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that this exact coin could be worth more than your car? Maybe more than your house? And in rare cases, over $753,000. Yes, a single 1953 D Lincoln 1-cent penny is turning average Americans into millionaires. And the wildest part? It's hiding in plain sight. If you're over 30, there's a good chance you've come across this coin. Maybe in your late father's toolbox, your grandma's cookie jar, or an old wallet tucked away in the attic. But here's the kicker. Most people throw it back, not realizing it could change their lives. So, the question is, have you already thrown away a fortune? Let's uncover the truth before it's too late. Now let's dig into what makes this coin so special. It's not just the year. It's not just the mint mark. It's the combination of rarity, condition, historical context, and yes, collector obsession. The 1953 D penny was minted in Denver during a time of post-war economic transition. Over 700 million of them were struck, so at first glance, it seems like just another common coin. But here's where it gets interesting. A small batch of these pennies had striking errors. Off-center prints, double dies, even misaligned letters in Liberty, and In God We Trust. These aren't flaws. In the coin world, these are golden tickets. A perfectly preserved 1953 D penny with one of these rare characteristics, especially in MS 67 plus red condition, can command upwards of $753,000 on the collector's market. That's right, pocket change that outperforms most stocks, bonds, or real estate portfolios. Still think your change jar isn't worth looking through? Here's a quick humor break. Ever wonder how many millionaires are walking around with fortunes in their sock drawer? Literally, somewhere out there, someone's using a $700,000 penny to prop up a table leg. Let that sink in. Now, how do you know if your 1953 D penny is one of the rare ones? Look for these signs. A deep copper red luster, no wear and tear on Lincoln's cheek, or code sharp, clear, D. Below the year misprints or doubling in the lettering even, a slightly worn example with visible mint errors can still fetch thousands. And every day, more people are waking up to this reality. Scouring their homes, checking old coin rolls, and cashing in. But here's where it gets even crazier. There are rumors in the collector community of a 1953 D coin with a rare reverse die error, a printing anomaly that may only exist in a handful of coins. One of these is believed to be in private hands. The last time a similar one surfaced at auction, the bidding war drove the final price over $700,000 in under 5 minutes. What would you do with that kind of money? We live in uncertain times, job instability, rising prices, and vanishing retirement plans. But opportunity doesn't always knock on the front door. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket. Now, ask yourself, how many old coin jars, wallets, and drawers have you ignored over the years? What if you've already had this treasure in your hands and let it go? Don't let that be your story. This is your wake-up call. Go now, seriously, after this video. Dig through your coins. Look for the 1953 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark. Grab a magnifying glass, inspect the details. Take it to a coin expert. You could be holding the key to a brand new life. Before we end, here's a final cliffhanger to leave you thinking. There's an unconfirmed rumor of a 1953 D penny graded as MS-68 red locked away in a private vault. If it ever comes to auction, experts say it could cross the $1 million mark. Will the next record-breaking penny be found by you? It only takes one moment to change everything. If this video opened your eyes to the value hiding in plain sight, imagine what else is out there. Subscribe now for more stories, insider coin tips, and expert strategies on turning old pennies into pure wealth. Because sometimes the smallest coin holds the biggest secret, and that secret could make you the next millionaire. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just one worn, copper-colored cent hiding in a jar, an old wallet, or your grandfather's coin stash, could be worth over $756,000? Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But this isn't fiction. This is the astonishing truth about the 1956 D Lincoln Memorial penny. Not just any penny, but one with history, rarity, and the kind of collector demand that can change lives. And here's the thing, most people have no idea what it's really worth. When was the last time you checked the year and mint mark on your old pennies? Still think pennies are just pocket change? Think again. Today we dive deep into one of America's most overlooked treasures, and by the end of this video you might just run to check every coin you owe. So sit tight, because what you're about to learn could literally pay off your house. The secret story behind the 1956 D penny. Let's rewind to 1956. America was booming. Elvis was rocking the airwaves. The highways were stretching across states, and millions of pennies were quietly rolling off the Denver Mint. But here's what most people missed. Amid the billions of coins struck that year, a tiny number came out with subtle variations, minting errors, and conditions so pristine that collectors would one day pay a small fortune for them. That small D under the date? That's the Denver Mint mark. And when paired with the right combination of rarity and condition, it transforms this humble coin into a goldmine. Now, you may be wondering, how does a penny go from 1 cent to $756,000? It's all about grade, rarity, and demand. For example, a nearly perfect 1956 D penny in mint state condition with strong red luster, graded MS-67 or higher, can fetch hundreds of thousands at auction. Some coins even have rare die varieties, like double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, that can make the value explode. Imagine being the person who finds one in their late father's collection and sells it for more than most people make in a decade. But here's the twist. Most people throw these coins into a jar, completely unaware of their true value. Ever wonder why some people always seem to stumble upon wealth while others miss it by inches? The answer often lies in what they're willing to notice. Now let's pause here for a second. I know what you're thinking. Wait, I have a whole drawer of pennies, but I'm not about to squint at each one like Sherlock Holmes. But here's the deal: point one glance. One moment. That's all it takes to spot the right year and mint mark. Because remember, this isn't just a penny anymore. This is potentially your ticket to a life-changing opportunity. And before we move forward, let me ask, what would you actually do with $756,000? Pay off every credit card? Retire early? Or maybe buy that lakeside property you've always dreamed about? Hold that thought, because the next part might just make that dream feel a lot closer than you think. From coin jar to wealth, let me introduce you to real people who changed their lives through coins. A retired school teacher in Ohio found a 1956 D penny in a jar left by her late husband. After a little research and a lot of disbelief, she got it appraised. It sold at auction for over $375,000.1 coin. One decision. A transformed life. She paid off her mortgage and bought a brand new RV to travel the country. Another collector, this time a young veteran, sold his mint condition 1956 D for over $600,000 after discovering it was a rare MS-67 red grade. He used the money to start a business, and now he's helping other veterans do the same. So here's the takeaway. That one coin in your home could hold more wealth than your savings account. But only if you recognize it. This isn't about luck, it's about awareness. And if you're still watching, that means you already have the mindset most people lack, the ability to assess. So what do you do next? Check your coins, specifically for the 1956 D Lincoln penny. Inspect condition, look for that strong red luster and minimal wear. Get it graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. Know your variations: double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes. Consult auction results. Coins have recently sold for over $756,000. What else are you sitting on? And now, one final question. If a single penny could be worth $750,000, What else could be hiding in your collection? The answer might surprise you, and the next video will tell you exactly what to look for. So if you want to unlock the true value of the coins you already own and start building real wealth from forgotten treasures, hit that subscribe button. Because your journey to a wealthy lifestyle might just start with the smallest coin in your pocket. The 1956 D penny has already changed lives. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, dust-covered, forgotten, and tucked beneath some old receipts, you find a single penny that looks ordinary, rusty, worn, maybe even worthless. But what if I told you that penny could be worth $758,000? Yes, a single copper-colored 1958 D Lincoln penny. A coin so rare, it's changed the lives of those lucky enough to discover one. Sounds unbelievable? That's exactly what one man thought, until a coin dealer offered him over $500,000 for a penny he almost tossed into a tip jar. This isn't fiction. This is the hidden reality of coin collecting. And today we're peeling back the curtain. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot a real fortune in your spare change, and why the 1958 D Lincoln penny is shaking up the world of rare coins. These rare pennies are disappearing fast, and time is running out. Stay with me. What you're about to learn could literally change your financial future. Why the 1958 D Lincoln penny matters? Let's rewind the clock. It's 1958. Eisenhower is president. Gas is 25 cents. And the last ever wheat reverse Lincoln pennies are being minted in Denver, marked with a subtle D beneath the date. But here's where it gets interesting. That year marked a turning point. By 1959, the U.S. Mint would introduce the new Lincoln Memorial design, replacing the iconic wheat ears. But during that transition, a handful of error coins slipped through the cracks. These 1958 D pennies may look normal, but many carry unusual doubling in the lettering, misalignments, or freak variations in color and composition, signs of rare mint errors or test strikes that make collectors' hearts race. These error coins can command upwards of $758,000 at auction. Why? Because their rarity, combined with their historical value, creates the perfect storm for wealthy collectors desperate to own a piece of American numismatic history. Still think it's just a penny? When's the last time you checked the change in your kitchen jar? Or the coins your grandparents left behind? This isn't a hobby anymore. It's an opportunity, an escape route, a lottery ticket hidden in plain sight. The one thing most people overlook. Now, here's something almost no one tells you. Most valuable 1958 D pennies aren't sitting in museums. They're sitting in your junk drawers, or mixed into inherited coin collections, or tossed into mason jars next to old buttons. Here's the twist. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to know what to look for. We're about to break down the exact signs of a potentially high-value 1958 D penny. And trust me, this part could be worth more than your last paycheck. So take a breath. Focus in. Because if you miss this next section, you might miss out on the biggest chance of your life. How to spot a $758,000 penny and what to do next. First, let's talk appearance. A valuable 1958 D Lincoln penny will likely be made of 95% copper, with a sharp D mint mark just below the date. But the real jackpot comes from die errors. Look closely at the words, "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If the letters appear doubled, you could be holding a double die obverse, one of the rarest minting errors in circulation. Another sign? An unusually rich red tone. Not brown, not faded, but a vibrant copper red. That color can increase the coin's grade and value significantly. Now here's something funny. Collectors sometimes call these red devils. Why? Because spotting one feels like striking a deal with fate, and letting it slip away haunts you forever. So you've got one? Or think you might? Do not clean it. Never polish or scrub an old penny. You could wipe away thousands of dollars in value. Compare it to graded examples. Look up professional coin grading photos online. Get it appraised. Send it to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. Keep it safe. Store it in a protective case away from heat, moisture, or sticky fingers. And if you think this only happens to other people, think again. A woman in Ohio recently sold her grandfather's 1958 D penny for over 6 figures. A coin he'd kept in a sock drawer since the 60s. Sometimes wealth isn't about luck. It's about knowing where to look. Is there a $1 million penny still out there? Here's a wild thought to end on. Experts believe there are still undiscovered 1958 D double die pennies floating around in private homes, passed through generations, unrecognized, untouched. What if you have one? What if it's sitting right now, in your change jar, in a forgotten box, or inside that dusty album you haven't opened since college? Will you check? Or will someone else find it first? If this video opened your eyes to the treasure hiding in plain sight, don't stop here. Subscribe now for more coin guides, rare coin alerts, and expert tips on turning spare change into a wealthy lifestyle. And tell us in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your home? You're not just watching a video. You're standing at the edge of a decision. Will you ignore it and walk away? Or will you take the next step? And maybe, just maybe, become the next millionaire made by a penny? Your future is waiting. And it's copper-colored.